Hello guys, we got a 7-game NBA slate for Saturday. Looking at the first game, Atlanta side, this is a rematch from I think Wednesday, and the way that Charlotte defended Atlanta was that they played a zone. They played 2-3 zone a lot, especially when PJ Washington was the small ball 5 setter. And so what we got was Trae Young being just really a non-factor here. And I think that it's because they played the zone that's why Trae just didn't play well, because Atlanta wasn't prepared for them to play that. And I would expect Trae Young to bounce back, but Charlotte, an interesting note is that they are one of the better defensive teams against pick and rolls, and Trae Young is, I think, actually he leads the league in most pick and rolls ran. So that's definitely a concern for Trae Young, but Charlotte, you just never think of that team as a lockdown defensive team. So Trae Young, sure, for a 7-game slate, he's going to be in play for tournaments, and his price tag really isn't that expensive like where we've seen him. I think I prefer Collins and Capella though, because Charlotte, when they do run small ball, and a weakness of the zone is that you can't box out, and so that just leads to more rebounding opportunities. And then you add in the fact that Charlotte, they run a lot of 3-guard lineups, so it's just a lot of undersized matchups across the board. So Collins, Capella, they're both going to get opportunities to match up against Washington at the 5. Both of them are going to look really good. I prefer Collins because he has power forward eligibility, and he's only $500 more, who is the way better offensive player. For a little bit of value, Bogdan and Reddish are in play, because if these guys play well, particularly Bogdan with Rondo still out, he just has some really good upside because of the minutes that he can earn. Reddish, he starts, so if you feel safer with Reddish, sure, but their upsides are pretty similar. Charlotte side, rematch, so they are in a back-to-back. Hayward, he played really great last time, career high, but his price is really up there now. I would prefer Rozier and Graham. I'm gonna go with Graham here because he's just cheaper, and really they're pretty much the same type of players with the same low floor, high ceiling. I think Bridges also for tournaments, because for 4,700, he's someone that if he plays well, he'll close, he'll earn the minutes. So he's just always going to be in tournaments, especially when he's now cheaper. Phoenix side, they're on a back-to-back. They played overtime, so we don't know if everyone's going to be healthy. But we don't have the news. Maybe Chris Paul rest, who knows. But straight up, Booker, he's in play. Aiden as well. I wouldn't play Chris Paul because I just don't think the ceiling is there for him when Booker and Aiden aren't going to be healthy. So for the Phoenix side, everyone's healthy. It's not really appealing, especially in a match against Indy. Indy side, Sabonis is okay, but when he's above 9K, it just kind of caps his upside. So I'm just not always going to be there for Sabonis. 7-game slate, it's not a lot of games, but there's just other guys I want to get to. Brogdon's okay. He's been playing out of his mind recently. He's definitely, deserving of this price tag. But Phoenix, they've been one of the better defensive teams in the league. So Brogdon needs more of an upside game for him. Not going to be on him. Oladipo, I prefer him over the other guys because at 7K, he hasn't shot well at all, but he gets a lot of peripherals. So if you get a game where he actually makes some more shots, you're looking at a pretty good tournament-winning player here. And then for value, you can look to McConnell and Aaron Holiday, because both of them, their minutes are always a concern. McConnell's really productive for a point guard. Holiday, he has a very low floor. I've said it before, but he has dual guard eligibility, and he's just really cheap. There's definitely a path for him to get a little bit more minutes, and he just needs to make his shots because he's been shooting really poorly. He's not going to get a lot of peripherals, but, he's starting, he gets shots, so 3,300 near the bare minimum. You can definitely use him for salary savings. Now, Miami side, they get a great match against the Wizards. The Wizards have been pretty competitive in all their games, so that just helps the other side. In particular, for this matchup, Miami, Bam, 8,500. This is a very good matchup, but it's just the price that's a little bit too high. I would prefer Jimmy Butler because he's 7,400, who, the type of player that he did play his regular minutes last time. This is definitely where we can see Jimmy Butler put up 50 DraftKings points. He's underpriced. He just does a little bit of everything. This is someone that definitely is going to be a core play. Other guys, Duncan Robinson, 4,700. It's a little expensive for my liking, but he definitely has the upside. But really, yeah, Miami, this is a great matchup, but a lot of these guys are priced pretty efficiently, so it's going to be just Jimmy Butler for me. Walking inside Westbrook, probably going to rest because this is a back-to-back, which that would make Bradley Beal a core play. And Bertans 4,800, that's going to mean more shots for everyone else. So Hachimura, Avdia, he's taken a step forward when Westbrook has rested, so he's in play. But his minutes lately, they have been a concern because with Bertans getting healthier, Rui, obviously all these guys who can play bigger minutes, Denny's kind of been the odd man out, and it really sucks because he's just a rookie. But in this matchup, if he starts again, there's definitely a path for him to really be a great play because he's really cheap. He hasn't played that well, so his price tag is way down, and he definitely has a way better ceiling than that. And then I think what we really need to discuss is the point guard position. If Westbrook is out, Raul Neto's been starting the past 2 games, but Ish Smith is the way better player, and I know Neto's been starting, so that probably means his minutes are going to be a little bit better. But the last time when they started, or when Neto started, that was on the first. This was a blowout, so both their minutes were kind of like the same. Neto, he had an amazing game the first time when Westbrook was out. He had like 40 DraftKings points, but that was just due to like crazy usage. Like he's not going to shoot 17 times. So Miami, tough defense. I just prefer Ish Smith over Neto actually, and I probably hope maybe Neto starts because Ish Smith is going to be way less owned. And really, their minutes, it's not going to be that much different. And Ish Smith, again, he's just a better player than Neto, more productive, contributes in more ways. And then on to Cleveland. They're on a back-to-back. Wait, never mind. Milwaukee's on a back-to-back. But for the Cavs, they have a lot of injuries still. So we're going to have to wait. If Sexton is out as well, then Osman's going to handle a lot more. It's going to make him in play, but there's definitely massive blowout risk. Maybe Milwaukee on a back-to-back, they rest Giannis or something because this is definitely a game they can still win without him. But if everything is straight up, if Cleveland's going to stay in this game regardless if Giannis plays, Drummond's going to need to have a good game. So if you're playing a buck, I would run it back with Drummond for sure. Osman is okay, but again, he's more expensive now and definitely not going to play if Sexton's going to be in. Isaac Okoro, he's their rookie, so 3,900. This isn't a great matchup, but he's someone that if everyone is still going to be out, he's going to play massive minutes. So just more of a minutes play. And for Milwaukee, I mean, it's just always going to be the blowouts. So like, if it's a close game, yeah, you can always go to Giannis, Middleton, Drew. They're always going to be great plays. Brook Lopez as well, 4,700. In games where Brook plays against a center that is more traditional, stays around the basket, it helps Brook's block upside. For everything else, like it's just really the main starters for Milwaukee. San Antonio, Aldridge is back now, so it definitely hurts everyone else on this team. I think DeRozan and Murray, they're probably priced where they should be. Aldridge is in play, 6,300. He's a little bit cheap, I would say. This is going to be a very good matchup, regardless if Towns is in or not. Lonnie Walker, 4,300. He has upside still. When he's priced like below maybe like 4,800, this is someone who shoots a lot. He gets a lot of looks, so if he makes them, he doesn't get a lot of peripherals, but he's just someone that if he can get hot, he's going to get around, good minutes. So for this price tag, he has the upside, and certainly Minnesota, they're not a good defensive team. Now Minnesota, Towns might be back. So if Towns is back, I'm not going to be playing probably any of these guys. Maybe Hernan Gomez if he still starts, but yeah, it's just not going to look good. If Towns is out, then obviously you can still go to D'Angelo, Beasley, Edwards, Ed Davis. He hasn't had he hasn't had good starts for Nasrid and Towns, but still, that's why he's still so cheap, 3,400. He just needs some rebounds, easy putbacks or layups. Yeah, he can get there because when you're a center, you're this cheap. It won't really kill you if he has like a 9-point game or something. Orlando, they're on a back-to-back. Aaron Gordon is going to be playing this game. Evan Fournier is still questionable, but he was a game-time decision on Friday, so that probably means he's really close to returning, could return now. If he is in, then that's a slight downgrade to Ross, Cole Anthony, Goran Vucevic. If he's still going to be out, then that helps Ross a lot, but Ross is just really priced up now. He's not a guy that gets peripheral, so I can't pay that price tag. I would say Vucevic is still going to be the guy, 8,800 against Dallas. They've been starting WCS, who is a really big guy, but his defense isn't that great. And watching him contest Jokic's shots, he just was not a factor. So Vucevic, someone that also can shoot. I like him, especially with a lot of the Magic injuries. For the Dallas side, they have a lot of injuries, and so Luka is just going to be playing even more, like, soaking up more usage. Orlando's defense is still pretty solid, especially with Aaron Gordon back and like James Ennis, some of these guys returning, but they have a lot of injuries, like Jonathan Isaac's the main one. Luka, without Porzingis, now without Richardson, Finney Smith, Brunson, it's just going to help Luka's ceiling, probably help his floor as well. This isn't anything to be afraid of. 11K, it's a good price tag still. Like, he should really be 12K. And playing without these guys, it's going to help Luka once again. We don't know the starting lineup, but I would think WCS probably still starts with Hardaway probably entering back. And maybe Kleber. Yeah, I would say Kleber as well. So maybe Trey Burke starts for Richardson. We don't really know that. He's currently probable. And if he is going to be starting, 3K, probably going to be chalky. But, I mean, they're really short-handed, so you probably want to have some of him. And I would say it's going to be Luka, WCS, Burke, and then Kleber for the main Dallas guys I would target. Now for Portland, Lillard 9,500. Again, when the price is this close to CJ, I prefer Lillard. But Nurkic, he is just going to be always in every one of my videos until his price tag finally rises, because he's playing a lot better recently, but because of blowouts, foul trouble, all of that, it's been pretty much capping his monster games. So here against the Kings are on a back-to-back. Nurkic, now hopefully he stays out of foul trouble, because that's a really big concern, and the game stays close. He's going to have a monster game, 40, 50 DraftKings points game sooner or later, so I'm going to keep playing this guy. For cheaper guys, Melo's okay, 4,200, Gary Trent as well. Just guys that are going to need to score the ball, need to shoot well, but certainly it can happen. The Kings, their defense just isn't that great. Derrick Jones Jr., a little bit more reliant on rebounds and steals, but he also gets some looks from three, so all three of these forwards, they're in play. But yeah, it's going to be Nurkic mainly for Portland. Sacramento, Fox is on a minutes limit. Not sure if he's probably going to still be on one because it's a back-to-back, but Buddy Hield, 6,800, he's in play. They really need Fox and Hield to get going for them to have good games to be in it with Portland. Barnes, Bagley, Holmes, they're finally priced up. Same with Halliburton, that it's tough to get to them. Just the price coming up, it kills their appeal. Joseph's okay, 3,900, but there's probably better value plays, and it's only going to be in play if Fox, maybe he sits this one out for rest or something. But yeah, if that were to happen, then it's going to hurt Portland too because of the blowout risk. But just playing it straight up, Buddy Hield, he's fine. And really, that's just it for this side. So overall for the slate, we gotta have to watch Washington, Miami. This is a really good game environment. So Westbrook probably gonna sit out. It's gonna be Bradley Beal, Ish Smith, and then Miami side, Jimmy Butler, one of the best plays. And then for Charlotte, they get a great matchup against Atlanta, granted because of the price. And then the fifth guy is going to be Yusuf Nurkic. He's just going to be always in my videos because he's just continuously too cheap. So Ish Smith, Beal, Butler, Nurkic, and Devontae Graham as the core 5 plays for the Saturday, January 9th slate rather. So if you're in the video, please leave a like before you go. Find my Twitter in the description below at Ballfuls. You can always ask me, DM me on there, and I'd be happy to help. So good luck on this slate, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.